pussy water like hair lights. I've been with midnight through the city. I've been going through some things, trying to get my mind right. Push the bucket to the lip, push that bitch into the finish. Gotta get the full control, gotta get my mind right. Hair lights, I've been with midnight through the city. I've been going through some things, trying to get my mind right. Push the bucket to the lip, push that bitch into the finish. Gotta get the full control, gotta get my mind right. Yeah, flashing on these high beats, she won't stick beside me, even if I'm blinded.
What's going on, everybody? Hold on, let me try and get this thing set up. How y'all doing? I'm sitting here. Yeah, I got this old Commanders blanket, this old Redskins blanket behind me. Trust me, I'm gonna move it. Matter of fact, sorry. Let me move it away. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting down here in my uncle's old lair, right? Yeah, I gotta toss that Redskin stuff aside. Yeah, sorry, Unc. But just testing everything out down here because I will be doing a show down here later on today. So I just wanted to see if there were going to be any hiccups or anything like that. So throw some fire emojis in the chat if you're there. You know, say hello. I see a couple people in here: JV Boy, Alana Walker, Clemente, Da Lee. How y'all doing this morning? Let me know if y'all can hear me too. I just want to make sure that before we do all the bells and whistles later on and stuff today, that everything tests out well down here. I don't really care what it looks like and all that stuff. He said, be respectful. Hell to the hell no. I ain't respectful to none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be respectful to that. You know, I'll be respectful to Uncle. You know, I gently placed it over there. But outside of that, like, I don't care about none of that. I know that the light is a little messed up and stuff down here. But what I wanted to do too was I also wanted to do a mock draft for the Cowboys specifically. You know, I ain't going to touch nothing or anything like that. Appreciate Chad Wilson, and super chats are welcome. Chad Wilson, we're going to keep this up for a while, but he said, shout out to you, your work for the draft. Appreciate you, my guy. Tried to do as much as I possibly could. There's a lot of players and stuff that I have covered. There's a lot of players that I haven't had an opportunity to get a chance to know. But, you know, should the Cowboys pick them, I'm going to know who they are. Should maybe one of our division rivals pick up those guys, I may know who those guys are. But, hey, appreciate you for the super chat, my guy. Appreciate you. Thank everybody. So I think everybody knows, based on my picture, who I think I want to fall to us. I want Ted McMillan to fall to us. I mean, obviously, my favorite player in the draft is Ashton Genty. So if that happens, y'all, hey, we're gonna be happy. I'm gonna be happy as hell. But more than likely, unless there's a trade up, I don't see that happening. Ted McMillan might not happen, but I think that's more than likely to happen. Somebody's got to fall. Somebody out there in the draft might mess it up, and the board might fall the way that it did. And I know that in 2021. I did not expect Micah Parsons to be at 12 for us, where we actually traded back from 10 and picked him up at 12. I was not expecting to get Micah Parsons then. I was not expecting in 2020 for CeeDee Lamb to fall to us at 17. So we have to, you know, make sure that we cover those bases and stuff like that. We have to make sure that we cover those bases. So sitting in my uncle's favorite chair. So what we're about to do, I'm gonna pull up the mock, and we're gonna run this thing, and we're gonna get up out of here. All right. So, all right. We're gonna move everything over, and we're gonna share that screen. All right. I tried to do that smooth. I don't know if that was smooth. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But all right, we're gonna zoom in so everybody can kind of see. All right, we're at the Cowboys right now. I'm gonna make sure y'all let me know if y'all can hear me, if I'm loud enough. Yeah, Ari, I think there's gonna be a lot of movement too, so we'll see. Oh man, I gotta log in. I signed in everything. You know, we already hold on. I ain't gonna let y'all see my password and all that stuff, you know. I think that all right, let me log in. All that stuff is saved. Don't know what the heck is going on. It's not allowing me to sign in real fast. But yeah, y'all keep talking while I get all this stuff situated. I am tripping today because I should have had all that done. But like I said, you know, this is really just testing, just to make sure that everything is good. That way, when the draft does hit, we're good to go. It might be because I need to sign in with Google. Might be what it need to be. All right, that's what it is. All right, we good to go. All right, so we got it up. Ooh, we can go 7 rounds. We can go mid. We also got to leave some for random. So we with the Cowboys. Y'all let me know that we ready. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. It's draft day. Let's go. I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. We're gonna get it. So as we can see names leave the board. We only doing this one time because tonight and tomorrow we only get one time at this. We only get one time. So let's start the draft. Dual Carter went number 1. Genty went 6. Burden. All right, so we're sitting here and it's Nolan, Mike Green, Jahad Campbell, Will Johnson, Josh Simmons, Mekek Buka, Banks, Pierce, Golden. I'm going to go off of what I've heard. What I've heard based off of what James Slater said. But I think if things happen the way that this happens right here, I think the Cowboys are going to go Matthew Golden at number 12. So we're going to put Matthew Golden in. Matthew Golden was our first round pick. All right. So for me, I see Omarion Hampton went. So if I see running backs start to go, then I'm going to move up. But no, the running backs didn't go like I thought. You got Judd. See, I don't think at 76 we're going to have the back that we want, but I do like Damian Martinez sitting there. So we got Golden, right? Let's see who's on the board still. You got you a defensive interior guy. You got you a corner. You got Jaden Higgins. You got Tyler Booker sitting there. You got Schlesinger sitting there, which I really like this pick right here. Schlesinger. You got Caleb Johnson sitting there. So there's a lot of backs here. And I'm really afraid. I'm really afraid that if I don't get a back here, we might be in trouble. But I think that we can see. I really like Andrew Makuba here. Who else do I like? See, I see Judkins there, Trey Harris, RJ Harvey, CJ West, Alfred Collins. I think right here, I'm going to go with Booker because I've heard high things on Booker. And we might, no, actually, hold on. It's 2 guys. It's Booker, it's Schlesinger here. Now, I already got my receiver, but I know that I have to get a running back next. So it's like, do you go with your surefire guard here and you don't miss? Do you go offense with your first 3 picks? That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really like both guys here. It's between these two. As far as, so I'm going to let I think the chat, I think we're going to say Booker. We're going to go with Booker on this one. I'm going to go with Booker, but this is tough. I'm telling y'all, this is really tough right here with Schlesinger on the board. But we got Tyler Booker, guard. And I'm expecting at some point, okay, the running backs are starting to go now. Judkins just went. That sucks. So we wait. RJ Harvey went, and we end up with Caleb Johnson. I'm not going to play around with it anymore. We got Caleb Johnson, and now we got to wait for our 4th round pick. But receiver, guard, running back, we hit those. So now we got to go defense. We have to go defense for sure. But my first 3 picks are guys that I believe are going to start. So that's the most important thing. And I know we got to address defense. We have to. And I had to make an executive decision there. But Tyler Booker at 44 is a steal, guys. It is. And it's a guy that's going to play. Like, we haven't had our 2nd round pick be an impact for quite some time. Ted Johnson just went. Okay, so my quarterback is off the board. Rashard Smith, running back's off the board. Linebacker, you got Kaiser, who I like. I like Kaiser. Ty Hamilton. We got to go defense here. Has to be defense. Now I'm seeing all these guards and stuff like that, but hey, we're good right now. Quincy Riley, I could be there when we get to 174. Really like Quincy Riley as a corner. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at interior. So sorry, I didn't mean to do that. We're gonna look at corner. Take them all off. We're gonna take that off. All right, let's take a look at corner. We got to just do it separately. All right, corner. These 2, Elijah Huzzy, Quincy Riley, really good corners. I really like them. Zai Alexander, I've had an opportunity to look at him too. I like him. I like Denzel Burke, Jason Marshall. So there's still some corners like as of late. And I personally, my plan would be to buy a corner. I don't know what I'm doing with this. I don't know why I was doing this. But see safety. We're gonna take this off. See if it will. Right. So my energy saver's on. What I'm gonna do is, what does it say? All right. So I think I'm gonna go with linebacker. I think I'm gonna go with Kaiser here. I'm gonna go with Kaiser and see if I can go ahead and steal me a running back later. But I think defensive, it won't let me go to who my defensive. Oh, there we go. All right. All right. See, defensive interior. All right. So we might want to address this early on, but you got guys like Deone Walker who you might want to take a chance on. I think right now we're looking for one depth. I like Cam Horsley. A lot of these guys are 3 techniques. A lot of them are 3 techniques. So I think because of how the board shifted, we're probably going to look at that a little bit later. As of now, let's take a look at Justin Wally, corner. Let's just look at his size, 5'11", 195. I think right here, I'm going to bypass that. I'm going to go linebacker. I'm going to go Kaiser out of Notre Dame. I like him a lot. I think he's a headstrong player. I think he offers you some depth. I think that he's a guy that Eberflus is going to be able to work with. So we're going to go Jack Kaiser at 149. I sold that on offense because that was my purpose, guys. My purpose was to get this offense back, and I think that we have. I think with the picks that we made here, we have. And let's take a look and see who's on the board at corner. I see who my corners are. And Quincy Riley's still there. I have to take this shot right here. Quincy Riley out of Louisville. Love it. Love it. Love it. Loving our draft so far. Loving the draft so far. And they say that, we're looking at edge. I personally don't think that that's a need. I don't know if anybody else feels that's a need. I don't, but I like the linebacker we got. I like the corner that we got. I love the guard that we have. I'm not looking to add any more to the offensive line. I might, unless I add a center here. And guess what? Tootin is a guy that I know that the Cowboys are really high on, so I might double up at running back. Just depending on the next pick. Jordan James is there. Let's see what's on the edge board. Let's see if I know any of these edges. See if I know any edges. So we got that. Let me see if I can. Interior safety. Safety. Defensive interior. Edge. Now, y'all know my boy Pius. We can sign him as an undrafted free agent. That's ultimately my plan. Ha ha ha. That's my plan. So we'll see what safeties are there. I know Upton Stout is probably gone, but I don't think the Cowboys are high on. I don't think the Cowboys are high on that. No, we could double up at corner here. Some of these safeties here. Cam Horsley, which I could probably go a little bit later. I like Cam Horsley on tape. Somebody talked about Keaton Crawford. There's a lot of safeties that we could look at, which I kind of hate that we do this, but we kind of do. We don't really respect the safety as well as we should. But let's take a look at the overall consensus board and see who's out there that we might want to take. I like Tyler Cooper at guard. I like Cody Simon. I think what I might want to do is I think that I want to double up at linebacker and running back again. I want to double up at that again. So I'm going to go Cody Simon here from Ohio State, just so we could take a look at, measurables. Had a fantastic year based on PFF. And I think played a lot of snaps, had a lot of, played really good against the run. And as you can see, had some, in the slot, inside the box. But again, this is us being intentional on what we want to do. So I'm going to go Cody Simon here. Cody Simon. I do like Cooper here. I like Tootin a lot. I know the Cowboys are high on Tootin. So we're going to put Tootin. We double up. We got Caleb Johnson and Tootin. Then we're going to go. We got to go defensive interior at some point. Junior Tafuna, let's take a look at his size. 6'3", 308, out of Indiana. Tough kid. We're going to go defensive interior here at that number right there. And we're probably going to add another defensive interior player, and then 247. We'll see what we get. But I really like this draft so far. Really like the draft so far. My guy Curtis is there, but I don't think that we're looking for a quarterback here. I think the way to really go about this is we need bodies, right? We need bodies at certain positions, and then we can kind of create that competition. Luke Lachey, Iowa tight end. I'm gonna throw a tight end in that room, and we're gonna create some competition. We're gonna create some competition there, and then let's see where I'm gonna add another defensive interior guy. So we got two linebackers. We got two linebackers. We got two running backs. We got a corner. Let's take a look at his size. 325. Howard Cross. I like Howard Cross. He might be considered, he's going to be considered small, but I've seen him play, and the dude can flat out go. But we might be able to get him as an undrafted free agent. Like, I'm kind of looking for a bag of dirt right here. 6'5", 449, like just a 6.3 win rate. but he's got mass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kind of looking for a bag of dirt to see what we could do with it. I don't know if that's part of what we want to do but hey, this is a crapshoot at this point. So I'm gonna get the bag of dirt, bro. I'm gonna get the bag of dirt, and we're gonna see what PFF say. I don't give a damn what PFF say. I think this draft cooked. I think we touched on a lot of things here, and we're gonna see what they say. Great in the draft. Should have got Mike Green. I don't give a damn what y'all talking about there. Matthew Golden, Caleb Johnson, Tootin. I think we made it a point to run and stop the run with this draft. So these are probably my favorite picks right here. And I know 76 is what I said I didn't want to do at running back, but Caleb Johnson fell. We got lucky. We got Booker. We got Caleb Johnson and Golden. I think right here would make a lot of people happy with this draft. We still would have work to do in free agency, but I think that the important thing was these three positions right here are guys of impact. These are three guys of impact. I'm going to take a picture of this and put this on Twitter. I think that a lot of people will be happy with this draft. Shoot the fire emojis in the chat if you're happy with it. I'm happy with it. I think we can win games with this. I really think we can win games with this mock draft right here. But yeah, man. Let me go back to. We're gonna go back to here, right? We're gonna go back to my face, right? Yes, we're gonna go back to my face. And like I said, I wanted to make sure that everything worked down here, that the connection was good, there wasn't any bad connection. I wanted to be able to connect with fans, to talk to people in the morning, to see how we look. Todd Church said they want running back in the third. And so we did that with this draft, and we ended up with what we got, which I'm okay with. I'm all right with, I'm all right with how the draft went out, how we did things. We cooked as far as I'm concerned. We cooked here, right? And let me see if I can move this banner a little bit. See if we can move this banner. And I feel like we cooked here. I'm happy with this draft. With Matthew Golden, I can go to sleep that night and I'll be fine with it as the draft plays out. Then at 44th, we end up with Tyler Booker, Caleb Johnson. Look, now we cooking with grease. Now everything Shotty said, everything that the coaching staff said, everything matches up with their words. So really excited about this, excited about the show tonight. Make sure you guys tune in for the coverage. Make sure we tune in for the coverage. Lola says, are we ready? We better be ready. We better be ready, y'all. We better be, because if we ain't, we looking for another bad year. We looking at another bad year. But with this, I feel like y'all remember at the end of the movie, was it Draft Day? He said, I can coach this team. Like, I feel like Shotty could coach this team right here. We ended up getting 1, 2, 3 guys that I know that they're high on for sure. Matthew Golden, Booker, and Tootin. So with Caleb Johnson and Tootin, you know what I'm saying? Now at that point, that veteran spot for that running back, they're going to be fighting. They're going to be fighting for that. Or maybe Tootin is fighting. Maybe Tootin is on the practice squad. You know what I'm saying? Chad Wilson asked, do I like Jonah, the O-lineman from Arizona? I like his position flex, and I like experience. He has a lot of snaps. He's played a lot of football. So that's what I like in my lineman. I like for my lineman to get a lot of starts. I like for my lineman to have a lot of I like for him to play a lot of football. You know what I'm saying? Like, to where you get a whole bunch of snaps. Let me see if I can bring up his see if I can bring up the big board and see if I can bring up so y'all can see that I'm not just talking out of my ass, right? Because sometimes people do that. I'm not going to be one of those people that do that. I think they got him as a tackle instead of a guard. me take a look. So that's the one thing that I look at. Like, I don't necessarily use PFF to validate with their grades. I look at stuff like snaps. Where do you line up in when you play these positions? I look at stuff like that. And so the grades and stuff don't matter to me because they might not know what it is. Like, whoever's grading might not know what the play assignment and stuff was. But when we looking at snaps, 791 in 2022, 889 in 2023, 738 in 2024. That's a lot of football. And then you look at the snaps by alignment. I like that he was a left tackle. I like that he was a right tackle. I like that he was a right guard. And so I like his position flex. I like his versatility. And when I watch him play, I do think that there's some things that have to be coached out of him. I do think he could play a little faster. I do think his feet could be a little better. But outside of that, I like the play strength he plays with. I like the tenacity that he plays with. I just think he could play a tick faster. I don't think he would come in right away and be a starter. Not on this line. I don't think he could beat out Hoffman. But I think over time you could develop a guy like that, and he could be a good player for quite some time. So if there's any other questions or not any other questions, I just want to get on here, test everything. I'm gonna lay it out all nice in here for y'all, and we gonna get things going. But appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate the super chat that we got from Chad Wilson. Thank you, appreciate you. Super chats are always welcome. So thank you for that. Hold on, I gotta show it again. Chad, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. That's why I did want to go in depth with your question. But appreciate y'all, man. We out. Peace. Okay, cool. I'm actually, since I got here, I'm gonna play.
I can't feel the pain, I'm numb. All you say, to keep it real and stay 100 through the rain. I can feel it's something missing from your face. To keep it real and stay 100 in your veins. Put me in these boxes, still I'm tryna break away. I just roll it up and down some liquor for my pain. Thoughts inside my head, it's nightmares instead of some dreams. I've been tryna hold on to everything from the seams. Try to get it by any means. It's no accepting defeat with all this pressure that's on me. Trusting whenever I breathe, cause everything is on me. If everybody is down, I gotta pick up all the pieces. Yeah. I can't fall, cause I do it for my dog, so she can make it fall. Ain't worry about your comments, cause I believe in karma. No time for your bullshit or any petty drama. Yeah,